So we're going to start with the Z move. It does 222 damage. It has pretty decent range, or above average range, I'd say. And it has this skewer mechanic where it deals 222 damage to the person in front and in the back. It also has an explosion radius that doesn't do anything. And it's really slow to fire off, like really slow, as you can see. So, now let's talk about the F move. The F is basically just a teleport, a second teleport, but it has less range, and it can be used in the air. However, it does no damage, and it's still shorter than a teleport, so I don't know how to feel about this. It does have a decent, cooldown, though. It does have a decent cooldown. It's also almost as fast as a teleport, so that's good. And now I'm kind of tired of doing work, so I'm gonna leave past me to cover the new pain section and just sit back and relax. So, first off, we'll go through the passives, and then we'll go through the flick, and then we'll go through the Z and the F. So, first off, we have the first passive. The little guys, as I like to call them. So if you collect one of these, you will fill the pain meter right here. If you don't collect them, and I don't know, they spawn near someone, they will heat seek if you have upgraded it sufficiently. You can also dash into them. They'll refund your dash. So my dash refunded 3 times there. And my dash refunded. There we go. Now, we have the pain meter. So what the pain meter does is that it gives a buff to your damage, your speed, and your cooldowns get shorter, which is very nice. So you'll see my dash here is slightly shorter than it was earlier when I didn't have pain meter. It also allows you to, if you have hit the maximum once already in the pain meter, when you die, it does something very cool and very special that I'll leave to the end of the video. Hey! Anyway, you did do a good job. You know what? I'll leave the next part to you as well. Maybe you can cover it. To the click. So the click does a lot of damage. It does 782. This is at 524 mass. 527 mastery at level 2543. So I'll put on screen how much bonus damage that is and how much damage it would do a normal level, like level 1, I'm assuming. At level 1, 0 mastery. But yeah, versus 81. It's pretty good. It's pretty good damage. It's pretty good damage. You can also link it into other stuff, you know, but that's it for click. Now, the Z is much more upgraded than the last one. So, if you tap it, it still goes through enemies, but if you hit a surface, it will blow up, as you see there. And so let me try that again. There. He got seeked and he got hit. Now, what's also different is that the actual blast radius of this does damage, unlike the old one. And what's also different, because there are a lot of changes, another thing is this. You can do a Gatling. And yes, as far as I'm aware, the blast radius does actually do damage now, unlike in the past. So if I do that, yeah, the blast radius does do damage. See? Alright. Now what else do I want to say? Oh yeah, this is great for melting enemies. It's really effective at killing sea beasts and other things of the sort. It's very good. Next move. So the F is just like, you know, a teleport. Wow. It's a teleport. It's I'm pretty sure it's as fast as the actual teleport of the game. Yeah, it's about as fast as the actual teleport. And you can do it in the air, which is nice, so I can do that. And it's pretty fast, it's pretty good, but there's also another thing you can do with it. Hold it, it becomes this, and then you can do a dive kick. And it spawns a bunch of guys if you miss. Now, if you don't miss, this deals damage. Good damage. Not bad damage. That's pretty good damage. Let me do that again. And the range is really generous as well. See, I hit 2 in that time. Try that again. Yeah, so about 424 damage. Not bad, honestly, not bad. But also, you can do that to get more distance than you would usually. And I'm pretty sure that is more distance, right? I mean, it's more distance to the teleport, that's for sure. Yeah, it is more distance. Yeah, it's far more distance. Okay. Yeah, you can charge it to get more distance as well. And that should be it for those. The F, if it's on the ground, it does actually jump. So you'll jump in the air and then slam down. Instead of when you're doing it in the air, you would just slam down, right? That's how I prefer to use it. I prefer to use it in the air and then slam down. But honestly, it's personal preference because this is not even that bad to aim. Even in close-up, like, there, hit the guy. It has a very generous hitbox. Thank you. Now on to Old Pain's coverage. Pain Barrage is the same as the other one, except it does launch a lot of them. So that's 388 damage. That's kind of low, I'll be honest. Because the other one was 222, I was expecting this one to do a bit more. So, yeah, 388, wow. Okay. Let me take this off. Maybe this is affecting, like, overall damage. Maybe, I don't know. Not sure. Let's try this again. Yeah, no, same damage. So, 388. I thought it would be, like, 222 times, like, 4. Or 5, because it launches what? It launches 6 projectiles? No, it launches, what, 12. I'm pretty sure that's 12. So it launches 12 projectiles and does 388 damage. That's fine. It does hit collateral, so I can do this. And it does fire from a similar range as the Z. Cool. Now we're gonna head into the grab. So Rage Released is a single target when not held, and it's a grab, so you can't use it on sea beasts and the like, but it deals decent damage, like about 648, right? When charged, it becomes a bit more useful, as you'll see right now. So I can aim it and it shoots a laser beam that deals damage. Also, there is blast damage, I am pretty sure. Let me try that again. So let's aim over here. There is no blast damage, actually. I don't think there is. Hold up. Let's do it here. Yeah, there's an amount of blast damage. It's not that prominent. You would rather just actually hit them with it. That deals a lot of damage. It's very nice. Then we have the C, which is the Pain Nuke. That did 568 damage to 2. So we'll see what it deals to 1. 284. That does less than... No, it does less than the X. Yeah, it does 284, it does less than the X. That's very funny, actually. Although, it can... The one thing this is good at is hitting multiple targets, I guess. So 568, sorry. That's pretty bad, I think. That's no wonder this fruit was not used at all. Yeah, 284. That's insane. Next is the Agony Nuke. Uncharged, it is a blast. Boom. Charge, it's more interesting. And this is the last upgrade you can do for it. So that's max charge, I believe. Let's try the range here. How far can it go? This is max charge. Very far. Very far. That's very far. Holy, that's very far. Okay, so it can go pretty far. So that's second tier charge. Let's do the first tier charge. Nice. Oh, sorry, that was third tier charge. There are 3 charges to this. Okay. So let's try second tier charge. So 1. There we go. So now we're gonna do just the held. 548. Now we're gonna do the fully held. 604. Nice. And now we're gonna do tier 3. That did less damage. The ghost made up for that, but that did less damage. I am surprised by that. Let me try it on this guy. It's very inconsistent. It is incredibly inconsistent. So this is also very useful in PvP for blocking large areas, right? Because if your enemy wants to move from like here to here, right? If you just put a giant laser in the middle, they're more restricted in the movement and you can predict where they would go. They can either go like over it or under it. They can't really go through it. So it's quite good for dictating patterns, right? For now, that's it for the C. Then we have Torture. And this is very unique because, if you'll see, it does damage over time. And it does, in total, 431 damage. At level 0, at level 1, sorry, and at 300 mastery. It feels pretty bad, I'll be honest. It feels really bad, and I don't think that scales with your actual points. So do this. It's damage over time at least, so you don't need to be constantly on him for you to damage him. 431, yeah, that's constant. This move is single target. So it did 0 damage to this guy, which does not make sense. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't have startup. It doesn't have like a starting damage. It just does damage over time. That's really bad, actually. That's so bad. Let me just get my stats back up to what they were before, and let's see the damage. Let's see, does this actually scale? Yes, it does. There we go. Now to the V. So the V is pretty good. It has quite a charge, and it does do quite a few bad things, but it's pretty good overall. Okay, so the V has 2 modes, right? It has the just chuck it mode, where you just chuck the ball, and it deals about 742. That's pretty good. So the held V does drain your pain meter, and it deals I'll just say a lot of damage. It's much better than the old V, where it was only single target, and it dealt pretty mediocre damage at a slow tick rate. This one is pretty good, and the quick one is still only single target, right? So let me try that again. And yeah, single target. So it deals quite a bit of damage, honestly. It deals quite a lot, but I'll have to compare with the old V because I'm not sure. I'll leave something in editing here. But yeah, that's it for... Oh, wait. I'm not done. So. Now for the awakening. Oh, okay, so you get faster, you get these cool effects on your dash and your jump, right? And you get faster just walking. And your M1 gets so much stronger. It's actually, it's insane how much stronger it becomes. Look at this. Look at this damage. Right. Then you have the passive. The little guys. They become like really mad and angry or whatever. They become red. Nothing much changes except for the damage and the color of the things. And then, yeah, nothing much changes actually. Oh, well, the V doesn't drain your meter anymore, I guess. But yeah, that's probably the coolest thing in a fruit ever. All right, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.